So Joe Rogan and weed. You know, it's funny because a lot of people love to use Joe Rogan as their their ace in the sleeve, as as that, yeah, you can smoke weed and become super successful in life because Joe Rogan. So what do I got to say about that? Well, this is the deal. First of all, Joe Rogan didn't really become a pothead and start smoking weed until he was about 30 years old, and by that point he had already achieved success in his life. So once you've achieved success, it's a lot easier to maintain it. It's kind of like a spaceship. They said that a rocket ship takes about 90% of its fuel to break the atmosphere to get up in the outer space, and then once it's out there, it only needs about 10% of the fuel for the remainder of the trip. So, most people that are smoking weed are not successful, they're just average people, and they're still fighting, climbing their way, trying to make something of themselves. And so at that point, you need to have all of your energy and attention and focus to fight, to be in this competitive world, to be able to make your dreams become a reality. And in my opinion, smoking weed and being a pothead is not going to assist you in a major way in gaining momentum and speed in achieving your goals. Now, once you achieve your goals and all that in life, if you want to continue on going smoking weed and all that, great, hey, do it. I'm not. I'm going to continue to stay sober because I found that life is a lot better being sober, having my full functioning brain work at its optimal capability. But another thing I got to say about Joe Rogan is that how much better could he be if he gives it up? And maybe someday he will. Maybe someday he will have a great awakening where he realizes, like, wow, you know what? Like, I'm not living up to my full potential. I could be, even though he's achieved a lot in his life, maybe he will have a great awakening. Like, wow, you know what? I'm really only using 50% of my potential. And, if I quit smoking weed, then, I could become even greater. Because, I follow him on Instagram and stuff, and I know every year he does the Sober October. And, it's funny because he posts about how hard it is going a whole month sober. But then he also posts about how well he does in his fitness, about how he crushes it, and his athleticism improves, and he also posts about the good side of it. So I think deep down inside he knows that he is limiting himself by being a pothead. But with that being said, regardless, you shouldn't compare your life to somebody else's and use. Just because somebody else does something doesn't mean that you should too. Just because somebody else jumps up a bridge, does that mean that you are gonna too? Just because President Obama smoked cigarettes, does that mean that you should too? So just because somebody of greatness or somebody that's achieved something in your life has a bad habit, shouldn't automatically mean that, I should adopt this too. Use your own common sense and your own wisdom to think about, what is right for you and yourself. And are you really in a position where, you can afford to to smoke weed and be a pothead? Or are you still fighting and scraping, trying to become the best version of yourself? So just some food for thought, guys. Don't use Joe Rogan as your get out of jail free card for thinking that, because Joe Rogan smokes weed, because he smokes weed and he's successful, that's the secret. Just smoking weed, getting high, and you're going to make high money and get high grades. Real world doesn't always work like that, guys, so use your own common sense, your own intuition, and with that being said, guys, make it a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.